What's good, everybody? It's Mr. Composition, the MC that writes fiction. I'm back at it with another reaction. Man, what's going on in strange music? Because this is the second artist I reacted to. This is X-Rated Queen of Hearts. Now, if you're new to the channel, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, notification bells on so you don't miss when I drop a new video on the road to 10K. Let's go ahead and check this out. I don't think I've heard X-Rated. So I don't know what to expect.
Queen of Hearts.
Off with his head.
jeez.
Off with his head. Off with his head. Off with his head.
It don't matter how bomb your tracks is. Doc Dre couldn't even cure your whackness. You that sick. Stay calm, the fact is, I'm the West Coast Messiah. Nigga, you John the Baptist. Say the wrong thing, it'll be off of his head. Even your boss know I'm harder than you off of the head. Lean your cross to the side, that rated to what it said. Last consonant, the crucifix you out for what you said, yeah. I'm a simile. I write parables and metaphors. Y'all niggas only write similes. Teeth marks on my mind, the way y'all bite similes. Review my last 3 lines, homie, you like similes. I reviewed your last 3 rhymes, they resemble me. Not now, nigga, way back in elementary. The rhymes you write, they quite elementary. Slight on insight, no light, just hella misery. It don't matter how bomb your tracks is. Doc Dre couldn't even cure your whackness. You that sick. Stay calm, the fact is, I'm the West Coast Messiah. Nigga, you John the Baptist. Say the
Damn. Like, this was just one of those, it sounds haunting, but it's just like a haunting with a beat. Like, like you just gonna grip off with that joint. Like, oh man, I haven't heard X-Rated, so the flow is interesting, and y'all gotta put me on game. If you're an X-Rated fan, definitely put me on game. I think it's interesting when I hear artists that, just it's like he's going out West Coast artists, and there's like several West Coast artists, Kendrick in particular, that are doing crazy good. So with like Tyler the Creator as well. And so it's just interesting. I think we're at an interesting point in music, especially hip hop. And it is an aspects of it. It is braggadocious aspects of it. It is, I'm better than you. I'm the best. Da da da. And for me, I like seeing something that's unique, seeing where the mind's going as far as artistry, because it's like if I would have heard it's for me, I think it's very cool to have music videos because it shows the aspect of the artist's mind, whether or not the artist was the one that came up with it or they had a creative director or different things like that. Me personally, I'm looking at this, the Queen of Hearts, like the whole Alice in Wonderland, and just the whole vibe of this rapper. And it's something that with the way he spit it and things like that, you wouldn't expect this type of music video. But for me, I'm like, this is creative, this is dope, So it's interesting. It's interesting. Let's go ahead
wrong
and
thing and it's off with his head. Off with his head. Off with his head. Play the wrong thing and it's off with his head. Off with his head. Off with his head. Say the wrong thing and it's off with his head. Off with his head. Off with his head. Play the wrong thing and it's off with his head. Off with his head. Off with his head. Tell a nigga you.
and of course the whole Queen of Hearts and her saying that, what does her, like, so that's an interesting flip. It's so like hip hop is so dope. I don't think that hip hop gets enough credit for just the type of things that you're able to tie into hip hop. You know what I mean? It's just all like, not saying he's the first to do an Alice in Wonderland reference or to do any type of video as far as referencing that, whether it be the Mad Hatter, the Cheshire Cat, just the clocks and time aspect, or just going down the rabbit hole, just different things like that. But with this, it's so funny. It's just so funny how you can take a phrase and then just make it a chorus. Like, hey, did Cassidy say, Jay made it a hot line, I made it a hot song, and it's just like that's what hip hop does. Like, it will take a hot line and it'll turn it into a hot song. Like,
See me lighting to strike you. I just finished killing a nigga that rhymed just like you. Been at the lyrical pinnacle ever since high school. Banging on a locker, flow cold as Ice Cube. BMW ass John Walsh, I'll snipe you. They found Nemo, but they not gonna find you. How hard do you think they honestly try to? You ain't Natalie Holloway, blonde hair, eyes blue. Sleeping with the fish somewhere out in the bayou. I could've taught Scott Peterson how to tie boo. A gory killer, not gonna lie to you. I shoot rappers at the battles like Corey Miller if I lose. Go and pee on his grave if I choose. Inspired by R. Kelly, I believe I can fly too. I try, but I just don't like you. We don't believe you. Find some other people to lie to. It don't matter how bomb your tracks is. Doc Dre couldn't even cure your whackness. You that sick. Stay calm. The fact is, I'm the West Coast Messiah, nigga. You John the Baptist. Say the wrong thing and it's off with his head. Off with his head. Off with his head. Play the wrong thing and it's off with his head. Off with his head. Off with his head. Say the wrong thing and it's off with his head. Off with his head. Off with his head. Play the wrong thing and it's off with his head. Off with his head, off with his head. I'm a shark. You in the house as soon as it get dark. This little light of mine, let it spark. I'm a big dog. I bite before I bark. That's my.
oh man, you know, he reminds me of Aaron the plumber, like just the certain build and everything like that. But the bars is dope. The song is dope. You know, it's so interesting because I'm like, who is he talking about? Because it's just all like, it's like, who is he talking about? You know what I mean? Like, because for me, I'm just all like, it sounds the only other person, you know, as far as that's doing crazy and that's hip hop, you know, would be like a Kendrick and Tyler, you know, and so. And again, and especially with what he says on the chorus, but it's like it wouldn't make any type of sense being that, you know, I think Tech Nine and Kendrick are cool. I think and even as far as like Eminem and Tech Nine got that track. So it'd just be and not saying Eminem's from the West Coast, but as far as Dr. Dre, like and that's the part that's making me like think like Doc, you know, and again, I doctor from what I know, I don't think that Dr. Dre has done any production or executive stuff as far as Kendrick's more recent stuff. So that's why, you know, and I don't know, maybe he's just saying it as just a reference, like Dr. Dre being, you know, the OG, you know, and if you get a Dr. Dre cosign, then you're hot type of thing. And and him being from the West Coast, he's just saying, and he said different West Coast artists like Ice Cube and WA, different things like that. But maybe he's just saying as far as like, you know, even with that type of legendary cosign, like you ain't, you know, messing with me. But if it was in regards to Kendrick, it's just all like, I don't know. I don't know. That's why I don't want to go into a narrative that that's the case because then it's just assumptions out the wazoo. So I'm not even going to say that that's the case, but just those particular lines and the whole West Coast is just all like, you know, but he could just be talking about West Coast artists in general. Like the cool thing about certain artists is that they may be big, like where they're at, you know what I mean? So it's just all like sometimes we'll hear certain artists and be like, who the heck is that? You know? But then if you're where they're at as far or you go to where they're from, they have a crazy fan base more than a person who may be a higher caliber. You know what I mean? I mean, and I would imagine that's the same thing in Cali as well as like in Texas and Houston, you know, whether it be like OG artists when they do something, you know, it will be bigger than maybe someone coming down there. I don't know about recently because Kendrick done came through and doing this GNX tour and is just breaking records, you know, with SZA. So I don't know. Like I said, I don't want to go into speculation, but it's just those specific lines, the Doc Dre, the West Coast, and just the stuff he's saying, like in the chorus, it's just all like.
I'm a shark. You in the house as soon as it get dark. This little light of mine, let it spark. I'm a big dog. I bite before I bark. That's my part. You ain't never walked a day in my shoes, so who the hell is you to try to question what I do? You go bankrupt, try and pay all my dues. Bullet wounds, tattoos, scarred, your heart bruised. In a dark mood, excuse my tone, but back to the subject. Fuck it, I'm home. Move. I want the throne, I'm not budging. Must I remind you, you spent your whole career bite my style, so it's kinda like I designed you. I shine too bright that I blind you. You followed my sound so long, now your own sound's behind you. You wouldn't believe all the sick shit your mind do when you got too much time on your hands like I do. Was a point at which I thought to kill, torture, bind you. BTK, say it backwards and you'll find clues.
Off with his head, off with his head, off with his head, off with his head.
It don't matter how bomb your tracks is. Doc Dre couldn't even cure your whackness. You that sick. Stay calm, the fact is, I'm the West Coast Messiah, nigga, you John the Baptist. Say the wrong thing and it's off with his head. Off with his head, off with his head. Play the wrong thing and it's off with his head. Off with his head, off with his head. Say the wrong thing and it's off with his head. Off with his head, off with his head. Play the wrong thing and it's off with his head. Off with his head, off with his head.
Jeez. And then stop though. With the socks. Yo, this joint is super West Coast. You got the freaking bike. Before we get into that, this video is sponsored by me. Hey, if you want to dive into new music, I have a catalog. Yeah. These are not singles. These are albums. But more recently this year, I did release an album called Tame Chaos. So you can listen, stream, download, purchase, all of that in the link in the description. And just, check it out because I want to see if people are actually seeing this and going to the site. So anyways, got the long socks, man. You got the beat, man. This is a simple West Coast track. But it's fine though. It's fine. I'm just curious to know like who he's talking about.
Strange music.
But yeah, no, this was dope. The chorus is gonna be stuck in my head more than anything. Just the offers, man. It's just that that's gonna be crazy. But the flow's dope. It just sounds like a hip hop horror track, and it's just that beat it's like a West Coast horror track. But it's dope. But anyways, y'all, let me know what y'all think. Let me know some other tracks I should check out from them. But yeah, Swiss Composition, the MC that writes fiction, back at it with another reaction. Make sure you like, subscribe, notification bells on so you don't miss when I drop a new video on the road to 10K. Make sure to check out the description for my music, books, comics, and more. All right, y'all. Peace.